Hello, Super Metroid fans. Welcome to the multi-category extension tournament race with Bands with Legends versus Bressingham, and we're running Nintendo Power Percent. With me tonight, I got my buddy Papa Schmo, and we're going to get ready to call some super sweet Super Metroid action.
Absolutely. I'm super stoked to be watching some Super Metroid with players of caliber such as these, to being able to comms with gymnastics and just to have a bunch of fun here. I'm excited.
Oh man, I'm super excited for this. These are both two exceptional runners. Have done very well in the multi-extension category tournament. Have had a lot of wins with each, and this is, I believe, the final race in the losers bracket. So whoever wins between Bands with Legends and Bressingham will get to face off with Mr. Guy
Hello, Super
Average, who
Metroid fans. Welcome to the
is at the top of
multi-category extension tournament race
oh geez, I got some echo
Bands
coming
with
from my
Legends
stream.
versus Bressingham, and we're running. No worries, no worries. But yes, absolutely. Stakes are high, and exciting stuff to come to see who's going to face off against Mr. Guy Average here. Let's take us through series and see if we can get a little preview of things to come.
Yeah, you have your obligatory damage down Ridley and then make your way out as fast as you can, trying to get the really sweet elevator time.
Yeah, it's a fun little. It's like a mini game before the game, if you will. See how quickly you can get out of here and watch those numbers tick down. Looks like we're getting a little sync up. Awesome. Now we've got our timers synced up and our runners synced up, and we are ready to go.
There's a lot of people that either love or hate Series Station. Me, I really enjoy Series Station. I think it's a really good warm up for your hands. Gives you kind of a feel for how the race is going to go. Like, am I warmed up? Am I not warmed up? How good is this going to be? And I think our runners did a really good job getting through there. We got a 45 and a 44, looking really good already.
Yep. Gets you a little preview of how your maybe how your controller's doing, how your fingers are doing, all that jazz. So I agree with you. I'm a series fan as well. And this little break, this little calm before the storm, if you have to like get your mind into what you're about to do, take a drink of water, you get a little break, and then it's go go go.
And then that'll be the perfect segue to what the heck are we actually doing, Papa Schmo? What is Nintendo Power Percent? What is this wild, strange category here? Why don't you tell the viewers?
Absolutely. It's a I don't know when this category was quote unquote made, but it gets its name from the little guide, if you will, that Nintendo Power, which was Nintendo's magazine, video game magazine back in the day, which we don't have anymore, sadly. But when Super Metroid came out in '94, they released a little how-to to get players through Super Metroid, and this is the route the players will have to adhere to, which is what was in that magazine to tell players what to do and where to go, step by step, in order to complete the game. And so this is what the runners will be doing today. Do you wanna take them kind of on the path of where we're going first?
Yeah, you actually hit the nail on the head with the year. It was 1994 that this Nintendo Power Guide came out, and they obviously had no clue about speedrunning. It was basically, if you follow this route, you'll get the best ending, which is completing the game in under 3 hours. Right away, right here after we get these alpha missiles, runners are going to go and get beta missiles, and this is where you see the route diverge from many of our standard categories that you see, like Hundo or Any Percent or GT Classic, low percent. None of those categories are getting this missile. But in this category, you are picking up this missile, and you're going to pick up a lot of stuff, a lot of missiles, a lot of things in very strange orders. Some of it follows really intended strats, what the vanilla game expects you to do. And then other things require stuff that is actually more difficult than you'd see in some of our standard categories, and it's just really interesting item routing, and should be pretty neat for somebody who's never seen this before. A lot of
Yeah.
backtracking.
Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah, you'll notice if you watched any Super Metroid speedrunning before, and have any sort of knowledge to how to beat this game as quickly as possible, or watch some of the awesome runners do it, you might you might look at some of the things that these runners are doing and go, wait, why are you going there first? Or wait, what? Why are you picking up so many things? Yeah, so we're just adhering to the strat. I think the one divergence that's allowed in, or there may be more than one, but the magazine told you in order to defeat Fantoon, um, was just to use, I think, about 4 or 5 super missiles. They said would do the trick. The runners don't have to adhere to that and go through a bunch of enraged Fantoon phases. But other than that, the routes should be 1-to-1.
Yeah, you don't need to use any of the Nintendo Power strats that they had mentioned in there, but you do need to follow the route item per item. As a matter of fact, if you get an item out of order, regardless of how far away or how close the item is, you will get a minute penalty. Like for instance, in my race, which I happen to win, surprisingly, I ended up getting the precious missile after Dragon because I completely just got on hundo mode, and I always get the precious missile before. I don't know what it was. No, I was either way, I went to Dragon and then I went to Precious Missiles, and I ended up getting a 1 minute time penalty for that. And there's also other racers in here, for instance, that picked up the North Fair Reserve missile before the North Fair Reserve. So even something that is really not a big time difference, going to be a loss because the spirit of the category is picking up the items exactly as Nintendo Power Percent, said. So just for the race, we do have that 1 minute time penalty if you pick something up out of order, whereas that would be an invalid run if you were to submit it to a leaderboard. And the other route divergence is you might see Green Gate glitch in Meridia, but that's much further right now, and probably a good time to just talk about how the runners are going right now. We're gonna skip early supers, and we're gonna see somebody that some of you might not have ever met before.
Yeah, the old spore spawn.
Spoilers, dude.
Oh, sorry. Put on your earmuffs if you've never seen this before. Nice little moonfall from Bands with Legends there to Snake. Oh, okay, double moonfall. But that just is a nice segue into the fact that these runners are not giving anything up right now. They are just room for room, transition for transition, little, tiny things here and there from either runner. But man, they're just breathing down each other's necks right here. It's looking hot.
These runners' PBs are very, very close in all the categories in here. So basically, Bressingham banned GT Max percent, and Bands with Legend chose Nintendo Power percent. Now, of course, everybody will probably guess that after this run, that when Bands gets his veto, Bands has been vetoing North Korea percent the entire tournament. So. Be kind of interesting in this multi-category tournament while our runners make their way to Spore Spawn. We've had 69% North Korea percent, GT Max percent, Nintendo Power percent, and any percent all bosses. Those are the categories that could be chosen by our runners. And so these runners are very proficient at playing Super Metroid in a variety of ways. And some of the community's fastest rising and most exciting runners currently running the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I'll just on a personal note, as far as you were talking about some of those kind of the qualifications. Sorry, the instead of disqualification, just kind of getting a minute penalty. I think it's really cool, just on a personal note, that is what happens. Instead of just a hard disqualification, some other tournaments, there may just be like, oh, you did it wrong, and that's it, your run's invalid. So I like the way that they've implemented this here, and maybe it's just because there's so many crazy categories in this tournament. You might have to have something like that for it to be a little bit fair. But look at these little spore spawn, man. It's just grooving to his own jams right here.
So I was going to tack on to what you said. I feel it's like number one, we're all kind of buddies in this community. Everybody in the tournament is, hangs out a lot, and each other's streams are on Discord and all that. So I think there's that kind of, friendship agreement to also be sporting. because you don't want to race to end 20 minutes in. You don't want to race to end 30 minutes in. Nobody likes a death. Nobody likes a problem. So these rules were agreed upon before the tournament started. Oh, Bressing, I missed that moonfall right there. So this gives bands a chance to catch up. But I think it's really great. It's in the spirit of competition, and look at that sync. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So it'll keep the race going. And the other thing to mention we didn't talk about is if you get too many items. We saw a runner earlier in the tournament that misrouted and got the Croc Escape missiles. It was like, oh no, now he's got 50% showing at the end. That's a time penalty in itself, getting an extra item. So there's not going to be a time penalty for an extra item, only if you do not follow the route of items. So that said, we are almost perfectly synced here going into our tube missiles, which is another deviation from either any percent or hundo or any other main category. You would almost typically never see this missile picked up at this spot, and everybody can probably take a guess at where we're heading to right now. And I got to tell you, look at these guys. You can see the variations, the subtle variations in their room strats as they go. Papa Schmo, this reminds me of a GT Classic race you and I had where we were perfectly synced up going up Red Tower.
Yeah, I remember. We both missed the hero shot and had to do about the same exact wall jumps all the way up. That was good stuff.
They're going the
Goodness.
opposite way we are, but I had to throw that out there.
Yeah, I remember that. That's gonna be in my memory for a while. Man, yeah, these runners just pulling everything out. Do you have any things off the top of your head that might be an interesting like strat or something that the people in chat might see that they might not see anywhere else other than Nintendo Power Percent?
Yes, I absolutely do, and that's pretty much going to be when we're in Meridia is when some of the flashier stuff that you wouldn't see in any other category, because you're approaching rooms and from directions that you would not normally be approaching them from. So some of that stuff will be coming up later, but very interesting thing right now, and you'll see Bressingham is going to get there first, is normally this is where we'd go get Kraid. But apparently the Nintendo Power Percent guide thought, well, you need high jump boots for Kraid, so
What
you're
is
going to have
that
to
about?
you're going to have to go do that, so our runners are going to go down and get high jump boots. And that's not even talking about the sequence break with pipe missiles, because I don't think anybody in 1994 really had a good handle on wall jumping. So I think Nintendo Power Percent expected you to IBJ to the pipe missiles, infinite bomb jump, and Bressingham, by the way, just Kojak super right there. And supers are going to be at a premium in this run, just like in pretty much every Super Metroid run. So Bands is faring a little bit better in the super count. Bress has a little bit more missiles here, and I really hope we get a chance to see this lead just kind of waffle back and forth throughout this race. This is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any reason to think it is not going to be this way all the way up until Mother Brain. I mean, hopefully nothing crazy happens to either of these runners. We definitely want to see both of them do their best, and I think if that happens, I mean, I don't see why we're not going to have two escapes going on at the same time. This is nuts, man. We're 12 and almost 13 minutes in, and there's really very little difference.
Yeah, and this is going to be a little bit late for a normal category to see our first boss fight, but our runners are going to go to Kraid right now. And, Kraid's always exciting. Will they get the quick kill? Will they not get the quick kill? Bressingham is already, out of supers already. But, I mean, you got 3 pirates, you got mini Kraid, you got some key hunters here in the party room. So Bressingham will be able to get a nice super refill at mini Kraid. So that's not going to be problematic. Yeah, let's hope for two let's hope for 2 easy Kraid quick kills.
Absolutely. Yeah, normally you coming in here in some other categories with 0 supers, you might be sweating a little bit, but luckily Nintendo Power, we've got a plethora of missiles that can handle mini Kraid without a problem. All right, Kraid, let's be nice, please.
I feel pretty confident in both of these runners with Kraid. I really do. Oh my gosh, as I said it.
Nice job, Kev. Nice job.
Oh no, dude, Bands is having trouble too. Bands is gonna get it though. It's good backup right there from Bands.
I think Bressing got one super in on the stand-up, so he's gonna need definitely a couple missiles to end this fight, and there it goes. All right, not too bad, but a lead change nonetheless.
Chad clowning on me over there with the comms
Mhm,
curse.
mhm.
I got to tell you, it's not the comms curse because this is all happening. Actually, maybe it just happened live. Maybe I did do it. Maybe I made him choke. Well, you know what? This is a competition, fellas.
Yep. Okay.
This is serious action. Let's get at it. And I got to tell you, even though Bressingham uh, took a little bit behind now after Crade, he's a lethal runner. Don't
Oh
count
yeah.
Bressingham out right now.
Oh yeah.
To be perfectly honest, as much as I love both these runners, I think Bressingham definitely has a movement edge on Bands, albeit a slight one. But that slight difference will add up over the course of this run, which will take roughly an hour and between an hour and 5 and an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, every little tiny thing definitely adds up over the course of a run. I think the difference between really high skilled, high time runners is really those little differences from room to room. It's not always the crazy strats and the cool things, but more or less just a constant, consistent movement to save frames here and frames there through each room. So we'll definitely see if Bress and Cam can own that advantage and really make things work in their favor.
Well, here's the other thing, is that it's worth mentioning that this is a more volatile category up until after Meridia than most other categories like any percent or hundo, just because health management is extremely tricky in this run. So that could cause variations between the runners by how RNG is with drops, by whether or not they choose to do the Sloater's refill, or if they just decide to after wreck ship, just go right into Meridia. You could even potentially see 2 Sloater's refills in this category. So it's more volatile than you would think for something that comes from a gaming guide. So that could be all the difference in the world, is that volatility. But in addition to that, there's certain strats, like there's a couple sparks in Meridia that if you don't make those sparks and your opponent does, that could be a matter of 10 seconds per spark.
Yeah,
Maybe even more.
yeah, for sure. They when I first did this run, I was probably asking the same thing any other speedrunner who's done if they're wondering if this is like the noob version of defeating the game because you're like, wait, I'm supposed to do what? This is like this seems like more of a speedrunner, skill thing than just a run-of-the-mill 10-year-old or whoever the demographic was for the magazine. So yeah, definitely some challenging stuff. And here we are back at the
Well,
same fanfare.
I was going to say it's worth mentioning, Papa. You were talking about like what are the specific category strats for this. Well, we're about to see one right now, because they're going to head to the Norfair Reserve and the Norfair Reserve missile area, and they can either charge a Shine Spark and spark across. They can deboost off a waiver, or they can do a wall jump or an IBJ. So there are a couple different ways. It looks like Bands is going for the spark. Come on, Bands! I love this strat. Nailed it.
Alrighty.
All
Yeah,
impressed.
but that is not yeah, like you expect somebody to do. Oh yeah, just do a little spark and make sure you get through the room, or a deboost and
Boom.
pressing ham side. Like, you want me to do what? Okay, makes you think. Yeah, this wasn't even done. It was just written.
we
Nobody
got
actually
we got
did this run.
MM2 whipping out the knowledge in the chat over there, saying that this is not a beginner's category, and it's specifically because of these rooms here, specifically because of Meridia and some of the stuff going back and forth. So yeah, this is definitely not a beginner friendly category. I would recommend starting at a hundo or an any percent. I think that's great information right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a
If you're
meme route, but it's tough. It's no joke, especially if you're trying to go fast. Because normally, right now in an any percent, well, you would be going right from here up to wreck ship. But that's not what we're going to do.
yeah,
And we're going to be going to Crocomire. After Crocomire, we're going to be going up Red Tower. After we go up Red Tower, we're going to go down Red Tower. After we go down Red Tower, we're going to go up Red Tower again. Or we might even be getting ice beam right now. Or wait, no, we're not even getting wave beam. We're getting ice beam.
Samus has to get her exercise
Isn't that what
somehow.
we're doing?
Okay.
Samus, yeah, Samus is about.
Yeah.
She's going to get a lot of exercise tonight.
Yeah, the other thing about this category, if you're looking to speedrun and you think you might want to do this one, this one you don't get any decisions, right? You have to do everything you have to pick up things in the right order and all that stuff. Very nice speedballs coming through this room here from both of our runners. But in any percent, you can take safeties, you can take extra things, you can do the route the way that you want to do it. So it's definitely more towards that if you're looking to speedrun there. Nice little front-facing animation from Bands with Legends. You'll see a lot of runners do that because it's ever so slightly faster. When Samus turns around, there's a way to snag the item that you're trying to get a little bit sooner. Plus, you're already turning around, so it's just frames faster.
Dude, the sync is just outrageous right now. I mean, this is what I was talking about. You saw how Bands got ahead with that Shine Spark into the Norfair Reserve area, and Bressingham, did a little bit slower strat. But again, it's that I told you, Bressingham has that movement advantage, and for I think knowledge of the category is going to play a huge role as to who wins, and that little movement edge. If Bressingham knows this category and has ran this category as much as Bands has, that movement advantage. I'm pretty sure these. Oh my gosh, dude, Papa, the sync.
I'm just watching, man. I'm just watching. This is not.
Oh please,
I'm just enjoying the ride,
5 minutes
bro.
of this, please.
Oh my god.
At least.
Hey, look, it's us now.
Yeah, dude.
It's our except they'll probably get the hero shot. Oh no, they're not. Oh, they're gone. Ooh.
Oh man, that was almost Craigasm, dude. That was wild.
Oh goodness. I'm sure we'll see it again. Have no fear. Coming to snag the very first power bombs. You always remember your first power bomb,
Oh man, alpha power bomb. So this is kind of I've actually lost a couple Nintendo Power percent runs because I've completely forgotten to get this missile behind here, which is weird because I'm a good hundo runner, and but in this category, in this multi-extension category tournament, you're oftentimes you have to have such a knowledge of so many different categories. I would be highly surprised if our runners did not have their splits like as every item. I don't know. When I do Nintendo Power percent, I have all 49 items in my splits to make sure I don't miss any of them. And oh, by the way, we're going to be heading down to Crockemeyer now, and I wonder if anybody's going to take, maybe Bands takes Sloter's refill. Nope, he's gonna be bold. This isn't as dangerous as it's going to get, though. This is a pretty safe play. Going down to Crockemeyer is not that dangerous for runners that are this darn good.
Yeah, and just little tiny things that you might not see when they're coming out of the Alpha Power Bombs room, heading back up to Hellway. There, you see every little tiny thing that's going on. The runners, when going into the door, did a little face down in the air before they entered into the door to go back through Hellway. And what that does is it makes it so that the door it's called fixing the door. You'll see in Bands, and if you look on Bressingham's screen right now, when he goes through this door, the door will move vertically before it allows you to transition horizontally. And if you can minimize how much verticality happens on that door transition, then you can essentially go through the rooms faster. And so you can kind of fix the doors, if you will. And just watching all of these runners do these little tiny things is why they are as good as they are and why we're getting such a good show.
And here's another form of like super strong RNG. Like, how many swipes is Croc going to get? Bressingham could just catch up right now just out of Croc swipes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if Croc. You never know what Croc's going to give you.
I know this isn't like 80% all bosses where you just plasma kill, or like Lake Croc Hundo where it's a one shot and go. Actually, both runners getting pretty decent Croc RNG right off the bat. This is going to be a close fight.
Yeah, and MM2 pointing out that we've got 0 supers on Band's side as opposed to Bressingham walking in with 3 or 4 or 4 when he's coming in.
It's actually a really good point because if you do missiles, if you do a missile shot, Krockmeyer will walk back 1 step. If you do a charge shot, 2. If you do a super missile, 3. But if you combo like 1 missile and a super or 2 missiles and a super, you can get Croc moving back more steps per shot, or per shot attempts that you get. And so that's definitely really interesting there. And Bressingham sparking just for fun, not
Yep,
caring about that health.
Band's doing a blue suit. These runners are just having a good time. Not going across to get those PBs. Nintendo Power says no.
No, it says you must do
Doing
that
that right
later.
now. Yeah.
You need the grapple beam to go get those PBs. There's no shit. There's no way you could run and jump or shine spark. No, you need grapple.
Absolutely. We're just doing the quick version to get up to there. Usually you'll see the shine
It's so
spark.
weird. It's so weird they want you to get those missiles now when the intended strat would be like the Indiana Jones. So it's like I guess they expected you to shine spark because the wall jump, dude, really nice, beautiful speedballs from both of these. These guys are incredible.
Yeah. What probably happened is somebody tried that Indiana Jones and was like, "This is way too hard. I'm not doing that."
That's like the hardest intended strat in the game, I think.
Did we have a double best mock ball in the game?
Oh, that's a feels bad man every time.
Yeah, a little slight bonk. No worries.
By the way, what cool, wicked sweet item are we going to get after these power bombs? We'll see if these runners remember. It's something that you couldn't possibly get without grapple beam. There's no way you could make that sequence break. It's just too tight.
Yeah,
Happen.
yeah, it's the bane of every speedrunner's existence.
How do I get the wave beam, Papa? I don't know. I need this grapple beam. There's grapple blocks, aren't there? That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yep. Yeah, you can't beat this game without grapple, I think. I think you have to have it in every category.
Oh, Bands, get the spark. Oh no, that would have put Bands probably right with Bressingham.
That was,
So really good backup right there. Not far behind Bress. Bress missing a jump, missing 2 jumps, hitting a metal gamer. Oh no, Bands missing it. I guess it's gonna be who's gonna get the wave beam first. Missing jumps. I wonder if the nerves are setting in right now. I wonder if Bress is watching the stream. Oh my god. I wonder if Bands is watching the stream and we're gonna be in sync.
and here we are once again. Yep. Might as well use. Ooh, Vance just juked that waiver, dude. I don't even know how that happened. I'm pretty sure they had a high five in there somewhere. And
Battle
waiver
of the Bands and Bressingham. This is shaping up to be one of the more exciting races we've had, and I would tell you that most of the races, actually none of the races in this tournament disappointed. They were all pretty extraordinary races. Even the ones we were in, dude, they were pretty cool. They at least had notable moments.
I mean, the categories themselves are just exciting for the most part. Like, it's just, I mean, I understand why North Korea was banned on the high end of these things because it's very probably the most volatile category of all of these. But it's just exciting times all around this tournament. Runners, categories, everything.
Yeah, I wonder if the runners are starting to feel a little bit of pressure right now. Bands is making some uncharacteristic mistakes with some small jumps. Bressingham's making some uncharacteristic mistakes with some small jumps. Both runners should feel pretty quite at home right now because they're pretty souped up with some health. They're pretty souped up with some energy. They're going to go into Wreck Ship and fight Fantoon. There's really not a lot to get there that you wouldn't get in, most normal categories, so it'll be a fairly comfortable wreck ship, a little, more like what we're used to than what we've seen so far. And then the runners will, head to Meridia, and that's where things will really get weird for a little while.
Yeah, yeah. We got a couple questions in chat about is it fast? Is it really faster to do that than this? These runners don't have their say on what they're allowed to do in this category. They have to do things in a particular order, so it's definitely not faster for a lot of the things you're going to see these runners do. But it's what they have to do based on the category.
But I also think in chat was like, why didn't they use the grapple beam to get the wave beam since they already had
Oh,
it?
I
But
see. I see. I
I
see.
I think that those jumps are probably safer and maybe a little bit quicker than using the grapple beam. So you gotta be pretty accurate with it. Plus, grapple for a lot of runners tends to be like pretty wonky. Band's doing some really nice deboost there, trying to make some ground on Bressingham, who's just kind of speed demoning ahead, getting the X-ray beam, which is the absolute most ridiculous pickup in this entire category. It's like Nintendo Power Percent. Whoever wrote that was like, "Well, dude, they need every major item to finish, don't they? So like, we have to get this like X-ray beam, and we're gonna, so that's just
Maybe they had X-ray climb written into the route and then it got removed. Maybe that's what
now
it
you know what it is. It's because of stand-up glitch. They just knew it was a thing.
is. Yep,
That's why I'm convinced it was an intended strat because Nintendo Power Percent tells you need to get X-ray.
that's fair. Yep, that makes sense.
I love stand-up.
Yeah, stand up is a fierce and fickle mistress.
Nintendo Power Percent was trolling when they wanted you to get X-ray. They're like laughing, chuckling in the back like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme, like with that smirk, like, we told these guys to get grapple. They got to go get it.
Yeah, like
Or, I
aren't
mean,
they
not grapple, I mean X-ray.
X-ray? Yeah, we're gonna give them all the answers, but let's give them something to allow them to find the answers. I don't know.
Nintendo Power Percent was memeing before memeing was a thing.
To answer another question in chat, what issue of Nintendo Power was this route in? This was issue number 13. It was the same issue that had Shigeru Miyamoto giving a high five to a guy dressed up as the boss from Donkey Kong Country. It's a pretty good shot. If you ever get a chance to take a look at it, it's really worth your time.
Your knowledge is legendary, Papa.
I just made all that up, but
I had a feeling, but Band's going for the intended grapple strats that Bressingham was able to take care of with little to no problem. And Bressingham has just expanded his lead quite significantly over the last minute and a half or so. So hopefully Bands can make some ground here. I mean, Fantoon likes the Fantoon, but there's been plenty of times where we've seen a race where Fantoon decides to give nicer RNG to the runner that's ahead. So I don't know. In the sake of competition, I'm kind of hoping, oh, here we go. We're going to get an X Factor set up from Bressingham. And I know Bands will go for X Factors too, which is a special beam attack. But I kind of hope Fantoon slightly trolly for Bress just because I want a closer race. Sorry, Bress. I really feel bad about that, kind of, but
yeah,
for the fans. For the fans.
I know what you mean. I'd never wish for it. Hold 100%, but a close race is always exciting. And gets all 4
Nailed it.
particles. Very well done.
Now, the last race I commentated with Bands, I said that Bands never misses X Factors, and then Bands missed an X Factor. So should I do it? Should I do it again?
I mean, you've already done it once. Why not go all out?
Bands is so good at X Factors. I never see Bands miss X Factors.
He's
Except that once.
He's probably cursing you at the moment.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. You know what? I actually feel really bad right now. I couldn't possibly believe that would happen again.
Well, there's obviously a reason you'd said it in the first place, so...
Jeez. I'm sorry, Bands. Forgive me, please.
Fantoon, really red. Super red. Adios. The ghosts who had the most
If I didn't have to be quiet because my house is a quiet house right now, I would do an ode to Hockey Towner and sing the "Bustin' makes me feel good."
I think you got it anyway.
I know.
Hopefully nobody
I
wakes
had
up.
I couldn't full blown like hockey it. I had to keep it. I had to tone it down a little bit. But yeah, commentators curse. I know, dude. This game is sentient. It's like it wasn't like bands I was talking to. The game heard me and decided to, you know, murder the opponent. Ugh. Come on, bands, you can do it. We got Meridia coming up. Meridia's wild. This is where I was talking about like these particular sparks that we're going to see early in Meridia. And I'm going to tell you, Bressingham is probably going to pick up the floaters refill and refill his floaters capacity. And
Yeah,
I think that was a glove joke. You know, like Sloters refill refills you on Sloters.
I mean, yeah, there's no like punctuation or tone or inflection that lets you know what you're actually refilling, so it could go either way.
So Bressingham will get his Sloters power, and I'm sure bands will do the same thing. But early on in Meridia is where we're going to see whether or not our runners get these super sweet sparks, and these sparks could like I said, each one of them, and there's two right away. Each of those sparks could set a runner back like 10 seconds or more if his opponent doesn't get it. It's
Speaking
maybe
of
not right
spark,
away, but it's in those like sandy Evir section.
I'm not sure if Bressingham got this spark or not.
I'm not sure, but it looks like Band's probably made up about maybe 10 seconds. I say Band's about a clear 40 seconds behind right now.
It's funny doing that spark that
35 to
high.
40, right?
Yeah. If for some reason it sticks you into the wall and you can't just like get out, you have to morph out. It's very weird.
There are a lot of mechanics in this game that are very weird, but that's part of what makes this game so absolutely awesome. Wow. Beautiful moat ball, bounce ball, crazy sweet speed tech from Bressingham right there. I'm kind of worried about Bands when it comes to the crabs. I'm pretty sure that Bands will be able to take one hit. And then you got the Sloters refill coming up, but yeah, I don't know about you. Like, no matter how good I am at this game or how many times I play, I don't like to see a blue when I have a reserve tank, and I don't like to see like no pink.
Yeah, yeah, it's psychologically a little bit
Right?
stressful. Even if it's just your subconscious that's stressed about it. Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. When you're used to seeing the auto, well, it's blue, just looks so sad. It just,
Yeah. Bands nailed it. No problem. And
yep.
okay,
And
Bressingham's gonna refill on some Sloters.
mhm. You gotta be at full sloters for this next piece, really. If you're missing any sloters at all, you could really set yourself up for failure.
Sloters is the reason I don't use Moonfall. Sloters was one of my favorite runners when I started running this game. I love Sloters. Sloters doesn't use Moonfall, so I think I've said a couple times, I'll use Moonfall when Sloters mains it.
Okay. I might pay him some money just to do a route with Moonfall so that you'll use it.
Oh no, when he mains it, not when he
Oh,
uses it. I'm a big Sloters fan. There, I said it. All
I
right,
don't know anybody
Bressingham.
who's not a sloters fan.
Right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is the first setup. I wonder if Bress can get it.
Ooh,
If
ooh,
Bress can
ooh.
get this,
How
it's
many
going to be tight.
frames? How many frames? Oh,
Just enough. That was really tight, but Bress nailed that. So that spark right there, if bands can't connect on that spark, that's another minimum 10 seconds lost right there because that Evir hallway there is really
it's
tricky.
it's
And
really bad
Bress
there.
got both of them.
Well done. Well done.
GG. Wow. Oh
Yeah, that
no. Bress is having trouble in the sand, so
there we
lost a
go.
little bit of that time.
We'll see if
Come on, bands.
fans can capitalize. There it is.
Yes, we got the first one.
I love that little crab explosion. It's like frozen in time there.
Right, come on, 2 for 2, 2 for 2. No, I don't know. I don't think Band's got it.
That looks, yeah, okay.
Ah,
It's all
this
right.
one
If he
doesn't
can get
lose
up,
with much time as
yeah,
the first one.
yeah, and if he can get up through this little one tile. There we go.
Ooh.
So saved a little bit of, or gained a little bit of time back.
So I'm going to say the first spark, I think, saves like 10 or more seconds. I think the second one is more like maybe 5 to 7 because it's not as far of a spark and you have to factor in that crash animation. So I was kind of like trying to count it out in my head when Vance did that really large jump, but must have missed a stutter or a tap right there. It was unfortunate there, but you know, again, we still have a pretty close race. So 39-43 spring ball touch.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, like you said, when do you ever see either of those sparks in any other non-rando category?
When do you see anybody enter, you know, Shaq Tool from that area without getting space jump first? Like, what the heck, Nintendo Power? Like, did you really expect somebody to get that without space jump? You mad lads, that's insane.
They probably just looked at a map and was like, yeah, and then you
This
go
is
here,
close.
and then you probably go here. I don't know.
Didn't occur to me what kind of tech we'd need to make that happen, dude.
Yeah.
Sand is hard to jump in, man. Sand is really tough to navigate in, no matter what suit you're wearing.
I honestly am probably one of the few people who enjoy the sand physics, not because like they're fun to be in, but just because they are as difficult as they are, and it really made you like be afraid of the sand, which was the goal, right? Which is if the sand was trivial, you wouldn't care about these rooms if you could just jump back up. Like, so I'm glad it's as difficult as it is. I think it did its job.
So worth mentioning that Bressingham did not go for the green gate glitch. I think it saves maybe 10 or 15 seconds if bands can go and do the green gate glitch. It could potentially make up some time. Well, having a lot more trouble here in this hallway than Bressingham did, but I wonder if Bands is going to go for the GGG.
He's
That
got
would
enough
definitely help.
supers.
Bressingham didn't, so like
Yeah.
Bands is going for the GGG. This is one of this is the only like so-called route deviation you're really allowed, and Bands nails it second time, so able to make back, you know, 10 or so seconds that Bands has lost just through really just movement if you think about it, and a rough Fantoon.
Yeah.
My bad, Bands. Sorry. I
Nice
still feel bad about that.
Nice little Spark 5.
I gotta tell you, the only thing I'm sad about this Meridia is it's not suitless, because that would just be extra cool, but, you know, that's just... Suitless Meridia is underrated, in my opinion.
You take yourself back to North Korea %, sir.
That and RBO, man, I love Suitless Meridia. As a matter of fact, there's this ROM I played. It's called Junie Loves Suitless Meridia. I think it's something like that, or it's something like that. And it's like all the non-water rooms have water physics, so it's like hours of Suitless Meridia. Only it's suitless everywhere else. It's super cool.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But I digress.
I'd never done Suitless Meridia until this tournament, and then having to learn it for North Korea % was pretty amazing, and I enjoy the crap out of it just the same. So anybody else who hasn't done it yet or is just like, oh, that looks tough, and I don't even want to delve into that, it's it's a lot of fun. It's really, really cool.
Yes, and it's even more fun if you're not interested in going fast. But that's, you know, so when you're learning it, just play in the water, play in the sand.
Yeah.
We have everybody's favorite sand snake coming right here. We've got Batoon, and Bressingham is going to set up for an X Factor. I bet he uses a decalled X Factor. Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty consistent to set up, and it looks amazing. So why not use it? Wow, doesn't even give Botwood a second to think about
I
anything.
nailed my decalled strat in the race today. Did you make it?
Funny thing, I walked in there with Spazer still on.
Oh, ouch!
My bot moon fight was pretty. I mean, I ended up like doing okay, but it was definitely not optimal.
That's what you call a bad surprise.
Yeah. It didn't hit the top there, but it looks like it'll still get off four particles. I was gonna say four particles, but that's not right.
Poor Farticles. I feel really bad for him. That's awful.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, it's going around. So,
Dude, we just talked over Bressingham's full halfy by accident. I mean, come on, chat. Are you
oh my
not entertained?
goodness. Yeah, that's a new trick that I've been able to do, and it is not. I mean, making it look easy is not easy. And we have another attempt. Okay, we're just gonna get a halfie, but it still is gonna look nice.
I kind of approve of that for bands right there. The halfy is gonna lose him a little bit of time over Bressingham, but Dragon can be a very Dragon can kind of get off the rails from time to time, and I think bands want it to be conservative there and not risk losing any more time because he does know how good Bressingham is, and
Yeah, yeah. I
doesn't want
think
to take any unnecessary risks.
very nice. What is that? 2 round for Bressingham. Gonna go for a little spark suit here. First try, second try. Probably has room for one more. And I'll probably take the drops at this point. Yep. I think what Bands was doing when he took that halfie was he did his wall jumps going for the full halfie, and when he got to the top, like
No down grab.
in the millisecond of time, he had to analyze the situation. He said, "Okay, you know what? I don't have enough frames for this. I'm just gonna pull the trigger." So really, really good on him to be able to recognize that quickly and then make the best out of it.
And by the way, really, really nice dragon fight from Bressingham. I'm hoping that bands can connect just as hot. And look at that, really great RNG. Same RNG. Oh no.
I thought he maybe needed. Wow.
Still gets
Wow.
the 2 rounds. Still gets the 2 rounds. So GG bands, solid fight. Oh, blows the spark. Ooh, rough cack alley from Bressingham. Not terrible, but
Yes.
and Bressingham, I think did Bressingham get the blue suit?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and-
Bressingham did the reverse full halfy there. So Bands is not going to be able to do that.
Nope.
If
If we can
Bands
get a
can get
womple.
yeah, if he gets the Wample, that might be like frames difference or maybe a second or two. But definitely best case scenario if Bands can pull this off and
Oh,
does.
there it is. Very nice.
The variations in technique these runners need to know, not just for the strats that they main, but for their backups, so that they don't end up like losing extra time if their main strats don't hit. It's just incredible. What a wealth of knowledge these runners have, and just really good knowledge of the category. Really solid reverse cack alley from Bands right there. Beautiful, beautiful movement. That was a crisp, quality crisp room right there.
Yeah, every movement in there was intended exactly as you saw it. Really, really well done. Pressing, I'm gonna get the moonfall through this room here.
You see subtle but different approaches. We got a high five there coming out of plasma, or at least near enough. So let's see. Bressingham down the toilet. I want to take a look, Pop, see if we can see what the upper
Take a
north
look down the toilet.
time is. Yeah, down the toilet, man. Check it out. It's sweet.
All right. Okay, I'll take your
Let's
word
go down the toilet. Let's take a journey. I always like to use elevators to gauge time. I don't know. Vans is going with my plasma. Yeah, that's one of my plasma strats. Good job, Vans. Come on, get this pirate. I think that's the same strat Bress had.
Wow.
Oh, did he miss the
Pirate
one down there?
Trolling over there.
Man?
Pirate walked off screen and was like, you know what? I know your plasma is gonna despawn, so I'm gonna walk over here.
Heckin'
That's
Super
messed up.
Metroid. So we're at about like 48:31, 48:32 Bressingham on the upper Norfair elevator. So, definitely more than 30 seconds at this point. But we'll see. Bands is pretty fast. Trying to think of where the next volatility could come in. I mean, Bands' health is doing a lot better than Bressingham is right now. But Bressingham is a very, very qualified runner as far as taking on Lower Norfair. Norfair should not be very, very difficult for these runners, as good as they are,
Yeah,
because they have way more ammo and health than they would have in an any percent run. And they're both very solid any percent runners.
yeah,
So we have almost a minute. We have like a little more than a minute time difference between Bands and Bressingham right now.
okay.
Just about a minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, this loadout can't really get any better unless you had screw attack for lower Norfair here, and three tanks is pretty comfortable. Obviously, when you stop respecting lower Norfair, that's when it bites you in the butt. But I
Well,
think there's not a whole lot of
woo,
nervousness.
Bressingham doing a really cute spring ball trick there. That was pretty tight. And you want to talk about screw attack, saying how well equipped we are minus screw attack. Well, you ain't seen nothing yet, man, because it's coming.
Does the Nintendo, I forget, does Nintendo Power require you to pick up the GT missiles here?
I think, is it the GT? I think it's GT Supers and not GT missiles. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't want to curse Bressingham and cost him a minute, so probably shouldn't
Oh,
open my
he's
mouth.
going. Okay,
He's
he's
going,
going.
so it's gotta
Super,
be.
yeah, super,
Gotta be.
super safe spring ball buffered jumps there, just in case, because if you fall through those crumble blocks and you don't snag the missiles,
Mm.
oh, that's a solid time loss. I'm talking probably over a minute. I don't know what
Oof.
it is, but
Bressingham showing clout there, getting taking a purposeful hit by GT and then an accidental hit by GT. Bress, you're getting screw attack, dude, but you are in Lower Norfair. Nothing's free here.
well, he probably wanted to let GT feel like he did something. I mean, you take him out so quickly that you got to give him a hit or something. He's just not gonna have a good day otherwise. He's gonna go home to his wife and he's, hey, honey, how you doing? It's just a really terrible day at work. Like this, Samus just came in and I didn't even get a hit on her. So we want everybody to feel happy. I
Uh,
appreciate that. Good on Bress for making him feel included. Nice little ball through that room on Bands. Gonna go
yeah,
the space jump route to get those missiles.
Vans has really good spring ball strats, dude. You were cracking me up when you were talking about that. It actually reminded me of a story Kip told one time. It was just, I don't remember anything, but like one of the punchlines was like Kraid was in the break room with the other enemies going, yeah, I got Samus this time. She didn't get the quick kill or something ridiculous like that. Like they're all friends and they all go talk about it in the break room in between. Okay, we got to get started again. She's coming.
Yeah, they all have counts of how many times they've killed Samus. Like,
Yeah. I got 5 last week, man. It was great.
Mini Kraid walks in. I'm up to 18.
Fantoon's like, dude, I did it 3 slows in a row. You should have seen her face.
All right. Through attack makes you feel a little bit, a little more safe, a little more secure. Did we get shamed? Did we get shamed in Nintendo Power? No, we didn't get
No,
shamed.
no. No, as a
No.
matter of fact, Nintendo Power runs pretty lean as far as power bombs are concerned. You only pick up 2 packs of power bombs, which is 1 more pack than you'd pick up in an any percent, but less than you'd pick up in most other categories. Ooh, Bressingham getting almost fast metal pirates.
Yeah,
Decent strat.
that was the optimal strat. The door didn't open for Breast, but that's definitely the optimal strat. Getting the nice flower house through to the room before Ridley. What is that room called? The room before Ridley.
Farmville,
All right, I
but
like
only
it.
if you're playing RBO.
That's where Facebook got it from. Okay.
I think it's actually pre-Ridley or the farming room. I actually think I heard the Hockey Towner called Farmville doing RBO commentary for the multi-category tournament, a year and a half ago. It might even been,
I
yeah, it
like
was
it.
either hockey or so. I know I like it, so I'm going with Farmville. I don't know anything about actual Farmville, but I have spent a lot of time farming in that room.
Ridley is made quick work of, but was given Bress a couple of shots with his talons there at the bottom, just to knock him around a couple times.
Arguably the biggest troll in the game.
Yeah, Ridley, you may fight him 50 times and have him do the exact same thing, and the next time you fight him, he just decides to do whatever he wants. There's really no telling what that AI is gonna do. Not to mention, it's two AIs. The tail has its own brain. It's a different AI than the body.
Preach on, Pops. You're absolutely correct. By the way, both runners got beautiful plower house going into Ridley. And I didn't see if Bressingham got reverse plower house, but Bressingham doing this really awesome spring ball strat. Going up what wasteland here, and speedball. So Bressingham is like closing right now. Wow,
Yeah,
that was a nice grab for Bands there, Ridley.
yeah. Bressingham is zooming at the moment. Does lower Norfair lower? I was gonna. You know how people say like, yeah, right, Samish Mamis. I was gonna do that with lower Norfair, but it's too many syllables, so never mind. Lowers Norfair,
Norfair, Smorfair.
slowers Norfair. Alright, I'm gonna stop now. Let's focus on that nice little D boost Band's got coming out of the Farmville, as we're gonna call it. See if we can get a 1-to-1 for this lower Norfair exit with Bands.
So it's really quite a shame that Bands had that bad luck with Fantoon, and whether it was my fault or not against our Bands. But this is kind of the movement advantage that I was talking about from Bressingham, and it's not very much because Bands is an extraordinary runner, but it's just enough to edge a little bit, from one room to the next. There's so many rooms in the game, and category is so long. Like I said, it'd be like an hour and 5 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes. So you're going through hundreds of rooms. If you're 1 second or half a second ahead, room for room, and that adds up quite substantially by the time you hit this 55 plus minute mark.
Yep. Oh, it's death by 1,000 cuts when there's not a whole lot of big mistakes being made, and just being able to execute every single little input you're trying to execute from room to room really is just it's what does it.
Sure, and I agree with Chad as well that Bands did make up a little bit of time on Ridley. Not enough to be extremely helpful, but I mean, come on, anytime you can make up a little bit of time, it's pretty good. The next big kind of interesting thing we have baby skip coming up, we have stand up glitch coming up. I'm not really expecting either of these runners to have trouble with both, but the lead that Bressingham has right now is pretty substantial. It would take quite a situation for Bands to be able to catch up right now. Exciting as it is, I hate to say that, but this is, for runners of this caliber, this is quite a substantial lead that Bressingham has.
Yeah, I do. So is it? It's not. It doesn't matter. These runners can go for stand up, which we've seen many, many times in many different tournaments. How stand up can go horribly, horribly wrong.
1,001 ways to fail stand up.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you've done it a million times, hopefully that doesn't happen to anyone, but definitely a thing. Baby
I would
skip's
not
gonna
be
be about.
surprised. Do you think Bressingham will skip stand up if he's watching the stream, knowing the lead that he has? Probably like what's about a minute and a half. Do you think it's around like 58:35 ish? I think was the G4 touch.
I think that might depend on whether or not he gets baby skip. If there's a failed baby skip, that's 30 seconds ish. Stand up saves you 20 seconds ish. So that would be a scary amount of seconds to add up. So if there's a missed baby skip, I think we're seeing a stand up, or we might just see both. I don't know. That's just an
Yeah.
educated guess.
Well, we'll see how it all pans out. Looking like the lead is going to be a little less than a minute and a half, I think. So what did we say? 58:35. So that's
Yep.
basically a minute right now. So, Bressingham could miss both baby skip and stand up and still, ooh, that was uncharacteristic Metroid Room 1 from Bressingham right there. That was a surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, Bress is going to have to hope he has enough health to make baby skip worth going for. Well, baby skip's always worth going for. There's to make stand up worth going for is kind of what I meant.
Right.
Because you do need seven E tanks to do stand up, or maybe it's 6. I know you need at least 600 health. No, you need
Yeah,
7
it's
tanks.
7.
You need 7 tanks for sure to do stand up. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Agreed, Glove. When Metroid Room 1 goes wrong, it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Did you ever get that one where you're trying to where you miss a Metroid and then you try to space jump back to it and the screen holds on to the Metroid so you keep chasing it and never quite catch it?
In Metroid Room 3, yes, if that one goes wrong, that's always how it goes wrong for me. I'm like, just stop. Where are you going? All right, baby skip attempt number 1. I thought for a second there might be a little space jump strat going on there. I was like, whoa.
YOLO?
Little
No
YOLO
YOLO.
skip. That looks like a clean skip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Regardless of how the rest of the outgo, Bands is low on supers. Now, Bands absolutely has enough missiles to get through Mother Brain 1. There's no threat of soft lock, but this is another thing with Bressingham having 8 supers. Going into this section, if Bands can't walk out of here with 8 to 10 supers, it's going to significantly slow down his Mother Brain 1.
All right, Metroids are giving him something in 3. He got
Nice
a
down back
total
skip.
of 4 in that room. We'll see what.
Wanted those supers.
All right, he got another 2. Or wait, no, that was 4. So walked out with 8. The start of Mother Brain 2 for Bressingham. One of the scariest, creepiest bosses, other than, Dragon. That one's pretty scary. But when you don't expect this brain to stand up with this hideous body the first time, you're like, oh, little jump ropey for Bands. Looks like they're
Nailed
good.
Well, Pops, I hate to say it, I lost chat. My computer died, but at least I still have you, and I still have the restream on here.
All right.
So, it looks like everything is proceeding pretty well. Bressingham not going for stand-up, remembering to damage down properly. Never took off the Varia suit, I'm guessing. Band's going for the Morph on Morph skip, which Bands is a huge fan of.
I like that one myself.
I can't figure it out. I just have to remove screw attack and do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, it looks like Bress took a hit, whether that was intentional or not. Couldn't go for stand up. Fortunately,
I prefer stand up. That's if I can do stand up, I'm going for it.
Yeah. Bands currently has enough. I'm not sure what's in the reserve, but can take a couple hits and still get stand up.
Still very nice and refreshing to have 2 Mother Brains on screen. No catastrophe. Except for this yours truly, your commentator for the race. my little faux pas in the commentary booth. Ooh, Bands is getting risky on that damn shot. I think 101 health should be good.
Yes, you can be at 0-0 and they'll be good. But yeah, that was exactly,
Yeah.
almost exactly.
Awesome.
All right, we got a Mother Brain 3 on Bressingham's side. Nice little half Samus on Band's side.
What a seriously excellent race this has been.
It was, yeah, absolutely insane the whole time. We should have had a sync counter, and it was insane.
Yeah, all things considered, I'm just super glad I was able to be here for this race. And by the way, if anybody wants to do commentary for their next two races, there are spots available, and I cannot make it, unfortunately, because I have to say, if this run is any indication right now, I have a feeling that match 2 and potentially match 3 are going to be super, super exciting.
Yeah, the party is just getting started. Nintendo Power was a fun, but still an appetizer for what is to come.
I have a feeling that Bands is going to pick 69%. Oh, wait, no. Wait, Bands just picked Nintendo Power percent. What do you think Bressingham's going to pick? So it's going to be any percent all bosses,
Right.
or it's going to be, because I'm telling you, Bands is going to ban North Korea for sure. Oh, before we get any further, we got to say GG to Bressingham.
Absolutely. GG's to Bressingham. Finishing in first place. And I don't actually have the race time GG, so we'll just use the timer on screen. 1 hour, 6 minutes, 7 seconds. GG's.
It's official race time GG time of 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 8 seconds. GG Bressingham.
Very, very nice. All right, Bands, let's get it. Let's get off this rickety planet. I agree with Glove. I think next up we're gonna see all bosses. That's my
If I
hunch.
was Bressingham and I'm looking at their PBs, I would definitely pick that too. I mean, I would never pick any percent all bosses, but you know what I mean.
Left side spark. Let's go.
Gotta love the swag. I think it's because he missed right side spark.
Yeah. I might have said it. Might as well do it. I think we're gonna leave the animals. See you later. They have their own ship anyway. GG's. Two bands with legends.
Yeah, GG with an official race time of 107.31, even though it says 107.27 right there. But very, very nice and excellent work from Bands with Legends and Bressingham. I really hope we get them in for an interview.
Absolutely. If you can pass me the race time GG link, or just ask them and see if they want to come in, we will wait here steadily for them.
Oh yeah. Let me get on my admin detail here. I opened the room by myself and everything, man.
Ooh. It looks like we have at least Bands with Legends. Hello, and GG, and here's Bressingham. GG to you both. What a killer race, man. How are both of you feeling after that?
Testing.
Oh, we can hear you.
Okay, now you can hear
I
me.
heard testing. I haven't heard Bressingham as of yet, but since oh, there you go. Go ahead.
You can go ahead, Bress.
Well, this was a huge PB for me, so I feel good about that. The worst mistake was create a quick kill, and even that was a quick recovery, so a really, really good run for me. So I feel really good about that.
I definitely had a glimpse glimmer of hope at Kraid. I was like, oh my gosh, I have hope. Like, I did it. I did it.
So,
And then, and then
I
we
gotta
just like
be honest, Bands. I gotta apologize to you, Bands. I think I commentated and cursed you on Fantoon. I said Bands is lethal with these X Factors. Like, he never misses X Factors.
I was like,
I think I
Or-
said that last race too. So I am so sorry.
no, I was like 4 pixels to the left. I was so close to being in the perfect position, but there was the flame there, and I didn't want to run into the flame because the flame would have messed up my timing. So like, I should have moved like 2 more frames to the right, and I would have gotten it. It was super close. The timing was good. My positioning was just a little tiny bit off. Ugh. It was really close though. But I got fast mid, so it's like, it's not that bad.
Was
Okay.
a really good recovery.
yeah, for sure. So Bands was watching, obviously, the restream. Bressingham, you were watching as well?
Yeah, so my strategy that I found works for me is I'll have it up on my phone. That way I can just turn it over and ignore it. But I'll just, in an elevator, I'll check to see. But I try not to think about it too hard because I will get in my head pretty quick.
Yep.
But yeah, I saw that we were neck and neck, like around the mid game, and then I noticed I was pulling ahead after Fantoon.
The entire first half of this race, I it's like we were watching the same stream. Like you guys would pull away from each other for a second and then come back, and we should have had a sync counter on the stream somewhere because it was intense. I mean, it was like 25 minutes in, and you guys were room for room.
It reminded me quite a lot, actually, of MM2 NES cartridge and Catch Mode when they did their North Korea runs in their Max GT. They were just like neck and neck for almost the whole time. So that was really definitely a tournament highlight for me to watch you both battle back and forth there. And it definitely, I thought it was going to be, continue to be close throughout. And I still say in a race, minute and 15 seconds or whatever is I mean, that's seriously super close for a race for this kind of category.
Oh, definitely. I think Bress's just platforming is just better than mine, and like your mechanics are better. And I was gonna try and catch you off guard with the Nintendo Power and the Spore Spawn and the Spring Ball and all that stuff, but you anticipated the move. So good job with that.
I did. I was super sneaky, and you asked me if I wanted to like determine everything beforehand. I was like, no, it's gonna be a surprise. And then I realized this was the only run that I was behind you in, so I was like,
my
he's
plan.
gonna pick this, and so I practiced this one.
The chess moves going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, is there any like pre-game pre-talk we want to have in this current interview about the next race, or we just want to see what happens?
First, we want to make sure we verify. By the way, both runners got 49%, and there were no items routed out of order. So, GG to both of you officially. So, if these are PBs, they're legit.
They're both PBs.
They
Bress
can go
PB by
on
3
board.
minutes. Incredibly rude to do that in our race, but okay, whatever. I PB by 57 seconds, which is a huge PB for me. I knew I could definitely PB in this category, but there were a lot of golds, a lot of good stuff in there. So,
I mean, heck, you guys might even be in the top 10 with those times in the category. I mean, a 107 and 106, at least top 15. I mean, those are pretty killer times for this category.
definitely. But yeah, as for pre-race talk, nobody knows what I'm gonna ban. It's a total mystery. Nobody could. I could ban any of these categories. There's 69%, which I love. Everybody knows that. Best category in the tournament, probably. There's 80% on bosses, which is Resident Sleeper. And yeah, I could ban any of those categories that are left for us to do.
Yeah, there's not any that we're forgetting either. So
No, it's just the 2. Yeah. So.
Cool.
I
No
can't
major
wait to
here.
see how this pans out.
You heard it here, folks. It is a mystery, and we will
Yeah.
have to see.
What will I ban? Could be anything.
And
Dude, Bands does like memeing. So Bands he's probably been secretly grinding North Korea percent You know, it was just behind all of our backs, just to meme it out at the end of the last race of the tournament here.
Never heard of it. Basically brand new.
Yeah,
Never, is that new? Do they have that in this tournament or?
Kev is just
It
making
debuted
it up.
actually.
He's
in
just
this
making it
tournament.
up. There is no.
Yeah, I don't know if that exists.
Yeah, it's just. Speaking of next race, though, it is tomorrow. Both next race. Oh, okay, yeah. So if there is a third race, that will also be tomorrow, but starting at 10 p.m. Monday, and then 11:30 if there is a third race, also on Monday, October the 4th. If you want to see some more cool action, please come back. And also, please say a thank you to everybody working behind the scenes and putting up this restream. And go follow these runners if you want to see some of their cool action all the time. And Cat-Ext, because he rocks and he says a lot of cool stuff and is also a very good runner.
Follow Papa Schmo as well, because Pops is great. He's a good pal of mine, and he does awesome stuff for the community, and a heck of a good runner and commentator also.
Thanks, dude.
So Bands, Bress, y'all got anything else to say before tomorrow night's match?
It's gonna be a quote unquote close one tomorrow. Very close.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a very good race. Yeah.
It's gonna be one of two categories that are quite similar.
Oh, nice.
North Korean
Well-
RBO.
Oh, thank goodness. No, but everybody, let's make sure we get a commentator on there. I hope I get a chance. I'll probably be able to lurk for a little bit at the race, but tomorrow's my early nights. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do comms, so I hope somebody can jump in and do it, because you two runners are just incredible, and I'm so glad I was able here to do this, so you can get a restream and comms, because that's I always feel that's one of the that's the icing on the cake when you do these tournaments, is you get to kind of perform in front of viewers and an audience, and it's just super cool.
Absolutely.
I think bands should commentate. Who said that?
Nice.
Commentate your own race.
I've seen Oates do it.
Just put you and I in a voice call and broadcast it. Call it good.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting. I would pay to see that for sure.
As long as there's some tasteful trash talk, I'm in.
You know me. Let's tasteful trash talk. I'd never.
All right, guys. Well, excited about being able to do this. Excited for tomorrow. GG's to everyone, whether you're a runner or a spectator or a behind-the-scenes guru. Thanks to everyone. We will see you next mission, which is 10 p.m. tomorrow, as we said. And yeah, GG's. Y'all be good.
GG's.
Yeah, GG bands, and thank you, Pop Smoke, Kev, and Restreamers for putting this on. Appreciate it.
See you
Heck yeah.
next mission, which is tomorrow. Same time.
Yes, everybody come and tune in tomorrow, but for now, that'll be all we have. So please wish Bands with Legends and Bressingham some good luck as they go into their final set of matches tomorrow night. I've been Cat-Ext, and Papa Schmo with me along, and hopefully you keep coming back for more Super Metroid action, and that'll be all for me. I'll see you next mission. Pops, you want to close us down?
I think you said it, man. I don't have anything else to say. So, peace and chicken grease, as I used to say, and where I grew up in Atlanta. But y'all be easy, man. Be good to each other. Catch you next time.
All right, take care, everybody.